Are you ready to continue worship?
Now we're going to light the Christ candle. This reminds us that Christ is here when we worship. Everything has changed. It is now the time of the color purple. Purple is a royal color. Kings and queens wore purple. Roman citizens could wear the smallest bit of purple, maybe a stripe on their clothes. Purple is also a serious color, and something serious is about to happen. The king is coming. It's not the kind of king people thought was coming. This king had no riches, no great army. The king who is coming is a baby born in a barn. This is a mystery. It's full of mystery. It's hard to enter a mystery sometimes. Sometimes we can walk right by a mystery and not even know we're entering it. This time of year, people are very busy. They're hurrying around, they're shopping through the malls, and they don't even know they're missing the mystery. The church decided it was important to set aside 4 weeks to get ready for the mystery of Christmas. This is the time of Advent. We're all on this journey to Bethlehem. So let's join the prophets, the Holy Family, the shepherds, the angels, the magi, and all the rest on the journey that was not just back then, but is also now. Prophets are people that come so close to God, and God comes so close to them that they know what is most important. The prophets pointed the way to Bethlehem. On the first week of Advent, we remember the prophets. They didn't know what was going to happen in Bethlehem, but they knew it was the place or something important was going to happen. This is the hand pointing the way to Bethlehem. Stop. Watch. Pay attention. Something important is going to happen. On the second week of Advent, we remember the Holy Family. Do you see Bethlehem on our card and the road to Bethlehem? This is the road traveled to Bethlehem. Here is the Mother Mary. And here is the Father Joseph. And here is the donkey. Mary was about to have a baby. It is very difficult to walk when you're about to have a baby. When Mary could no longer walk, she would ride on the donkey. Well, it is also very difficult to ride a donkey when you're about to have a baby. When Mary could no longer ride, she would get off the donkey and walk. She would walk and she would ride. She would ride and she would walk. They must have been the last people going down the road to Bethlehem that night. On the third Sunday in Advent, we celebrate the shepherds. The shepherds were out in the fields surrounding Bethlehem, keeping watch over their sheep. They needed to keep their sheep safe from the wolves. They were there in the fields when they suddenly saw a bright light. It was so bright it hurt their eyes. It frightened them. Their hearts started to beat so fast, so loud. When they could finally hear over the sound of their beating heart, they heard singing coming from the sky. They didn't know what was happening, and that frightened them as well. The singing they heard was the angels saying, "Do not be afraid." The angels often have to say this because it's frightening to get a message from God sent to you. The sound of the song that the angels were saying was something like this: "Do not be afraid. We bring tidings of great joy, peace on earth, and goodwill to everyone. A child is born. Run, run to Bethlehem, and see the child that is going to change everything." On the fourth Sunday of Advent, we celebrate the wise men, the three kings, the Magi. The wise men were really, really smart. They were so smart, people thought they were magic. Actually, that's where we get our word magic. We get it from the word that was in their language that they were called, the Magi. Well, the Magi, they were so smart, but what they knew the most, the very most they knew, was about the stars in the sky. They could read their star maps and know exactly what was going to happen by following the star in the sky. People would come to them to find out if it was safe to travel by boat in the ocean, if it was time to plant their crops, or even if it was okay to hike the high mountain to make sure the snow wouldn't be too deep. One day, they saw this really bright star in the sky, a wild star. This star didn't hold still. It kept moving, and this star was nowhere in their charts. They decided they needed to follow this star to see where this star was taking them. They followed the star all the way to Bethlehem. It was a really long journey. Every year they're late. They arrive after the baby is born. They usually arrive around January 6th, but we still celebrate them because, like us, they too are on their way to Bethlehem. This is the light of the prophets. This is the light of the Holy Family. This is the light of the shepherds. And this is the light of the three kings. Let's enjoy the light. When we come so close, we get to the mystery of Christmas, the color changes. It changes to pure celebration. This is the time the mystery has come. The baby is born, the one we have been waiting for. This is the baby, the Christ child. Of all the creatures there that night, the one the most amazed was the old cow. The old cow came to the barn to go to his feed bowl to eat his hay, and there, lying in his bowl, was a baby. Someone had put a blanket over the straw, and a baby was there. The old cow just sat there and looked in amazement at the baby with the big brown eyes. But wait, something is missing. Ah, the Christ candle. We need to light the Christ candle. Let's enjoy this light too. Now I want to show you something. I want to show you how we can change the light. You see how the light of these candles is in this one place? I'm going to change that light. I'm going to change the light of the prophets. It's in one place. As I change it, it's now filling the room. Everywhere in this room, the light of the prophets is going. And change the light of the Holy Family. People tend to miss this part. They miss how the light is changed and filling around them. The light of the shepherds. Everywhere in this room, you will bump into the light of the shepherds. The light of the Magi. All around us. Changed. No longer in this one place. And lastly, our Christ candle. It too has been changed and is filling up the space. Let's end with the Lord's Prayer. Fold your hands together with me and we'll bow our heads to pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I hope you enjoyed our story of the Advent season.